You can't influence anyone in sales until you learn to control your state and influence yourself. And that's something that most people don't want to hear because it's so easy to blame the prospect. It's so easy to point fingers at somebody else, isn't it? Look, here's the harsh, cold truth. At the end of the day, if you have no self control, if you have no self mastery, if you have no self leadership, then who are you to try and lead a prospect into buying your products or services? Now, that might not be what you want to hear, and that's okay, because if you get triggered easily, sales isn't for you, and this video isn't for you with all due respect. However, if you're some of the people who get curious around going, hey, listen, why am I getting the results that I'm getting right now? Why is this happening to me? Is there something about me that's perhaps making this happen? If you're one of those curious people that's ready to take accountability and responsibility for their results, then I've got something magical for you right here in this video. Now, why should you listen to me? My name is Jesson James. Over the last decade, I've taken what I used to do in psychiatric nursing and brought it right here into sales. That has allowed me to generate over 22 million in sales, and my clients have gone on to do over 200 million and growing using what I called the invisible sales method. And I want to break down some of that for you right here in this video. So let's get stuck into it. So let's talk about self-leadership for a minute. Look, I'm a big believer in this. We don't have the right to try and lead anyone unless we can lead ourselves. Now, if you go into any situation where you talk to a behavioral profiler, someone who profiles behavior for a living, stuff that I do, analyzing people's behavior, especially in my nursing days. If you go and look at anyone, they will tell you, any behavioral profiler will tell you one of the number one primary things that they look at in any person when they're profiling them is control or lack of it. Now, what does that mean? The minute you see someone who looks a mess, perhaps is somewhat overweight, perhaps you can tell just by the way that they look that they don't have much self-discipline. Or even just watching someone driving in traffic, weaving in and out and, I don't know, crashing into people or whatever they're doing or whatever. They're in a rush all the time. You can already tell that these people don't have much self-discipline. They don't have much self-leadership. They don't have much control. Is this making sense? So my point is ask yourself first. Look at yourself in the mirror. Yes, internally and physically, look at yourself. Are you practicing self-discipline? Are you practicing control? Because if you're not, then I'm sorry, my friend, then you are being a hypocrite in the sales environment. If you're a sales rep, if you're selling someone else's products or service or selling your own products or services or managing a team right now and you don't practice self-leadership, how on God's earth are you going to expect people to listen to you? Look, I don't care what people say. Here's a fact. If you walked into a gym right now and you had the choice to choose between two personal trainers to help you achieve that desired look you were going for, would you choose the person who clearly needs a personal trainer themselves and looks out of shape, doesn't look like they look after themselves very well, and isn't the actual pinnacle of healthy living? Or would you choose the person who looks sharp, well put together, fit, and in shape? Which one are you going to choose to be your PT? Now, don't say, oh, but Jesson, we must give everyone a try. No, you are going to go naturally with the person who looks and walks the part. Not just because they physically look good and they look like they know what they're talking about, because you can immediately see on an unconscious level, you're attracted to the fact that they look like they're in control. Is this making sense? The other person's not in control. Why would you want to listen to them? Why? And this is factual. This is not even stuff I'm making up. You can go and do this test thousands of times over. You will see most people will go to the person who looks like they've got their act together. So think about it. How on God's earth are you going to influence a prospect if you look like, I don't know, someone who doesn't have any control? I've seen sales reps do calls from home. They haven't even bothered to change their background. They're on a Zoom call with a prospect, and it looks like they're doing the call out of their freaking mum's basement or mum's spare room. And you look like a teenager who's in their gaming den, and you want someone to give you money on a high-ticket product. Are you out of your freaking mind? Where's your self-leadership? Where's your accountability? You've got to take pride in how you look. You've got to take pride in your appearance. You've got to take pride in all of these things. Every single one of them. And for the people out there listening going, hey, you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. Absolute nonsense. People are judging you the minute they see you. The minute they see you. I've seen sales reps going into sales meetings with a notepad and a pen that they stole from the freaking hotel they were staying at last night. Like, people are judging you. Why don't you have your own notepad? I have branded notepads. Me and my team go out to meetings with branded Jess and James notepads. Okay, they're branded. They represent my pen, my brand. My pens are branded. Like we have branded tops. We have branded. We're on point. Okay, we didn't nick them from the hotel last night. We've got our own stuff. Is this making sense? Yeah. I see people walking into sales meetings with a cracked screen on their phone and placing it on the table and thinking that there's nothing wrong with that. Prospects thinking in their mind, hey, you can't even look after your phone, dude, and you want to look after me? Everything that you do needs to show that you've got control. And if you don't have control over yourself, if you don't have self-leadership, if you don't have self-mastery, how on God's earth are you going to close somebody? Think about what I'm trying to say to you. So get your act together. I want you, look, I know I'm triggering some of you right now, and that's okay. You can block me, delete me, trash talk me down below. I don't care. Because one day you'll wake up and go, you know what? I don't like Jess, but he was right. And that's okay, because I'm good with myself. I'm okay. I'm here about telling people the truth. And if it triggers you, then I want to leave you with this little message. He or she who triggers you the most is your biggest teacher. What am I teaching you by triggering you right now? What am I teaching you? Think about that, because most people don't want to hear the truth. And the reason I tell people the truth is because I want you to be better. I don't do it to bash you. I don't do it to hate on you. I do it because I want you to be freaking phenomenal at what you do, because you've got a great product and you've got a great service that can change someone's life. And guess what? They're buying from the person who looks like they've got their act together. And I promise you that person is not even doing a fraction of what you can do for that person. Make me wrong. You know you're better than those people. The only difference between you and them is they look like they got their act together. They're practicing self-leadership. They're practicing discipline. They're leading themselves before they go and lead someone else. Now, it's not just about your outer world. It's about your inner world too. Look, there's a saying, your state will dictate your fate. I'll say that again. Your state will dictate your fate. Whatever state you're in will affect your outcome. So if you're in a negative state when you go on a sales call because the last person stood you up, or the last person wasted your time, or the last person said no, if you are in a negative state, then guess what? You're going to bring that state and you're going to bring it into this sales call and you're going to get more of the same. Your state dictates your fate. But leaders don't do that. Leaders manage their state as well as their physical appearance. They manage their inner world too. And yeah, look, you're human. You're going to get rattled if someone rejects you. You're going to get rattled if someone winds you up. You're going to get rattled if somebody says no. But my point is this. How you control your mind will massively affect how you move forward in sales. It's okay to acknowledge feeling like crap. It's not nice, right? When someone stands you up or wastes your time or doesn't buy from you, it's not nice. But you've got to learn how to acknowledge it, blow it away, and move on. Because how you show up in your sales call state-wise is going to massively affect the outcome. Now, I want to break that down a little bit more for you so you understand exactly what's going on here. Have you ever been in a negative state, like angry, and did something that you regretted? Ever done that before? Like you were angry and you did something that you regretted, right? Now, think about it. Why did you do that? Because you were in an angry state which affected your decision-making. Your decision-making made you behave in a certain way. And because you behaved in a certain way, you got a certain outcome, okay? So you were angry. You decided that you weren't going to let this person get the better of you. You decided to then behave, as in do something. So you shouted at them or caused them some form of harm. And the result is you look like a bad person and you've hurt someone else now. Make sense? Now, if you want to get better results in life, you've got to behave better. If you want to behave better, you've got to make better decisions. If you want to make better decisions, you've got to be in a better state when you make them. Is this making sense? So if you're going into a sales conversation in a low vibration state, as in you're upset, you're feeling down, you're feeling frustrated, you're feeling angry, you're feeling sorry for yourself, whatever, that's going to affect your decision making. That will affect how you behave on the call, and it will also affect the results. Think about that. So you already know the recipe if you want to get better results. Behave better, make better decisions, be in a better state when you make those decisions. How on God's earth are you going to lead the prospect if you're coming in there without leading yourself first in your mind? Is this making sense? I hope I'm drumming this into you right now, my friends. Okay. And the reason I'm so hell bent on helping people like you to develop self leadership, to develop self mastery, not just from your outer world, but from your inner world as well, is because I know you've got great products and services. And right this very moment, you are letting some other person who is inferior to you in terms of delivery on those products or services smash it out the park purely because they look like they've got their act together. Is this making sense? So, look, I know for some of us, the physical transformation may take longer. If right now you're going, hey, Jess, you know what? You're right. You have triggered me, but you are right. I have let myself go. I'm not very conscious about the things that I put in my body. And look, I'm not the person to profess that you need to eat clean every single freaking hour of the day. Listen, I still like a glass of wine. I still like having a good old meal. I am a sucker for a bowl of crisps and a few peanuts. Like, that's me. But the point is that one bad meal isn't going to make you fat, and one good meal isn't going to make you fit. It's about balance. And most people don't have balance. They're either all in or they're all out, which is why they fall off the freaking wagon. So my point is this: if you are trying to go through a physical transformation right now, because you know you could do some good with your appearance right now, you know, hey, listen, I've let myself go. I've been comfort eating recently. I get it. That will take a bit longer to shift. But you know what you can do right now to change your state? You can make a decision to make it a non-negotiable to put crap down your mouth anymore, because it's not food. It's poison. You can look at yourself in the mirror and go, I no longer wish to tolerate looking like this, and I'm going to do something about it right now. That is movement, my friends. This is making sense. That ultimately will shift your state, right? Now, what else can you do? Look at your appearance. Get a new shirt. Get a new outfit. Change your hairstyle. Do something that will make you feel great, feel good about yourself. So the physical stuff, there are elements of it that will take time to change, but hey, buying yourself a nice pen, buying yourself a nice pad, getting that cracked screen on your phone sorted out, all these little things that you need to, you can get those sorted out immediately. Every single thing around you needs to be done with precision. I get that. And some things take time. But you know what you can start doing right now, which is what I do with my students? Flip your state. Flip your internal world, okay? And I know it's tough, which is why most videos like this, unfortunately, they only last a short space of time. Yeah, it's external motivation. It wears off, which is why when I work with my students inside of my Invisible Sales Academy, I go deep on a neurological level in rapid time and help them unpack what's going on that's making them have these negative states. We get rid of it within 24 hours so they can go and crush some more sales calls tomorrow. That's how quickly people are getting results inside of my academy. I've got clients making thousands of pounds the following day, and I've got clients making hundreds of thousands of pounds within 3 days of working with me. And I want you to be next, my friends. Look, what I teach isn't for everyone, and it's not for the faint-hearted. It's not for someone who's not willing to do any work. It's not for someone who's going to find holes in everything, and it's not for someone who's okay being mediocre. If you're a high achiever and you want to be great at sales, if you want to be great at influence, if you want to be great at putting more bank into your account every single time you speak to a prospect, then I've got something for you, and it's called the Invisible Sales Academy. It's application only, and I will not work with everyone. And it's not because I'm better than you, it's because I know who I get my best results with. So if you want to learn for free how we can do this together, all you've got to do is comment the word sales down below, or click on a link in the description somewhere to apply to have a quick conversation with me or one of my executive team. We'll have a conversation with you. Conversations cost nothing, to see if you qualify for one of our scholarships, which will allow you to have most of your tuition with me fully funded so that you can start rocking and rolling and getting incredible results just like my students. And the reason I have scholarships going around at the moment is because I'm looking for more case studies and testimonials. You see, here's the thing. For many, many years, I've operated in a secret space in the UK, teaching just a handful of people what I call the invisible sales method. And everyone's telling me, Jess, you need to go global with this. Jess, you need to let more people know this stuff. And I'm going to be perfectly blunt and honest with you. I'm competing against people in the sales training industry that have been making more noise than me, credit due to them, but also been going longer than me. And I'm fed up of seeing a lot of people learn superficial sales techniques that are not actually working anymore. Superficial things that are not really helping that person become a better person. All they're doing is basically hitting you on a top level without going deep into the neurological levels of what's stopping you from getting to where you want to go. And I'm sick and tired of people doing that. So I want to get my voice out to the world. And the only way I'm going to be able to do that is if people like you, like, subscribe, and hit notification on this YouTube video, but also apply to work with me so I can get you a phenomenal result. So here's the shameless bribe. I get you an incredible result, and I will fund a big chunk of your tuition on the Invisible Sales Academy. The only condition I ask is that I use you as a case study afterwards so I can have more social proof and show more people that I am changing lives every single day with what I do. Now, I've already got testimonials as long as my arm, but I need more. I want to go global. And the only way we're going to do that is if we do this together. So I'll do something for you if you do something for me. And it starts with a free conversation about how we can work together. So if you're ready to level up your sales, comment sales down below or hit the link in the description somewhere. Let's work together. Let's get you rocking and rolling. And let's have you become that stealth salesperson where people don't even know how you're freaking doing it and watch you ethically outsell your competition. So comment sales down below or click on the link and let's get working together. But if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit like, hit subscribe, smash that notification bell so you get notified every single time I drop videos like this, and plus help me to get this message out to the world, because I want to make sales great again, because salespeople change lives. So I'll see you on the next video.